Hey guys, welcome back to Teawithus podcast, take 2 with me, T, and today's guest, Macky.
Hello, I'm back.
He's back. Yay, we managed to get him back. How have you been?
Oh, been busy, eh? Busy. Ramble Shamble it's reposting the episodes, like almost every single week. So busy editing all those amazing masterpieces. The bard is going through adventures of disaster and fun times, but otherwise, life's been fun.
I'm going to have to check these out. Guys, if you don't remember, Macky's from Ramble Shamble, so check out his podcast. I'm on an episode. It's super fun. Check it out. Highly recommend.
Your episode was so much fun to edit. We did the moon episode, and hearing our little topics, I definitely want you back, T, for another episode where we can just test it and push beyond the boundaries. Maybe obviously a different topic, but yeah, I'm keen for you to come back. And
I would love to come back. It would be an absolute pleasure. I would love to. Yeah. Well, I've been away for so long, I've had so much go on, and anyway, I'm back now, and that's why we are calling this Take 2. So Teawithus is getting a little bit of a refresh. What with Sheikah not being here and everything now, this is Take 2 with me. And I haven't got a permanent co-host yet, so it'll be whoever I can drag on that week.
Well, I'm here until then, hey? Until you get a more permanent co-host, I'm here for you.
Well, maybe we can entice you to become, just a regular guest. We'll see. I'll see what I can entice him with, guys. We'll see. Okay, so today we figured we would talk about what we've been watching, what's worth a watch and what's not, right?
Yeah. I think I can propose this to you just to saying, hey, this would be a fun little thing to talk about, because we all have our little lazy couch potato selves that we always admire and speak to. And what better yet than to recommending to the people who are couch potatoes who are too lazy to think, what do I watch?
There's no shame in that. I just want to put, there's no shame. I'm one of those myself. If I find something good, I will watch that series
to completion.
On repeat.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but then I'll watch it again, and I can't remember. The latest one that I watched, I've been racking my brain. If I think of it throughout this show, I'll let you know. But I watched it, and then it finished, and I started it again.
Oh, wow.
And I watched it again, and I do this on repeat, and it's really because I'm too lazy to find another series that I'm going to get into.
Oh.
It takes me a while to find something good, So what do you normally watch? Are you a Netflix? Are you a Prime?
That's a difficult one, because when I find something that's worthwhile watching, I like the characters, the story, or the concepts, I generally binge watch it to completion. I'll say I'll only watch generally those kind of shows are generally 12 episodes, and I say I'll only watch one episode, and then 12 episodes later at the end of the season, I'm like, I just binge watched that entire season. The sun is now down. It is dark. I've hardly eaten. Hardly gone to the toilet. Where am I? But for me...
But you have to, right?
Yeah, no.
Because you start watching something, I'm not going to do an hour a day.
Oh,
I'm going to watch it, and I'm not going to get up until that's finished.
It's so dangerous, though, because when you're studying, because one series I would recommend it, but it's not one of the talking points I was going to touch on in the episode, was Vikings. And Vikings was strange, the first 2 episodes, but then I got really into it, really, really into it. But the problem is I had a test to study for. So I told myself, okay, you cannot watch the series anymore, because if you watch another episode, you're going to waste too much time and you're not going to pass your test. So I had to put it on hold. And the problem is I put it on hold and never went back to it. I kind of just stopped.
Never went back. Yeah, that happens a lot, though, doesn't it? If you stop watching something, when you're out of it, I find.
So sad. So sad.
It is. Yeah. So, what are you then? Netflix, Prime, Disney Plus? What kind of man are you, Macky?
I think I'm pro Prime at this stage. Prime seems like it's touching on more shows and ideas that I'm more interested in, and there's definitely one show that I would recommend anyone to watch. Oh my gosh, there's actually thinking of 2. No, 3. You see, Prime just has so many fun shows. Apple also got some fun shows, but Prime is something that I feel more aligned towards to saying yes. Netflix was cool, but I feel like they're struggling too much, unfortunately. Sorry about Netflix, people.
No, I agree with you on that. I feel like Netflix is sort of scraping the barrel now for things that are good. There's a couple of things, but otherwise it's I find it's older stuff, you know.
Yeah, true.
I am actually struggling with like good stuff to watch. So okay, so you're a primer. So give us one that you've been watching. Is it a movie? Is it series?
Series. So there are some really great movies in general, but Prime has some like exclusive series that are really great. And T, how much Prime have you actually watched? Do you watch Prime at all? Do you
I watch too much Prime, but my problem is I use Prime too much as well. No, that. We are not on the same page of what we watch. So on Prime, I have my subscriptions like Hallmark and Hey
Okay.
and there's a couple of new movies that I've watched on Prime. They're I think they're good.
So Prime, I'm not sure if you've ever watched the series called The Boys. The Boys. Have you heard?
I haven't.
Oh my gosh. T, after this, you're gonna love watching this show because think of superheroes, but in real life situation where think of the Justice League if they were in our society, our life. And it's gross. It's gruesome. It is bloody. I won't deny that.
What's the Justice League? Is that like Superman and
Yes, exactly. So Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
Right, those ones. Okay.
Aquaman, yeah. The Flash.
Okay, because superheroes was more Chica's thing than mine.
Yeah.
So I'm not too well versed, but okay.
But the thing is, it's
definitely open to it.
Not focused too much on the superheroes, just that how would superheroes exist in real life today? And
okay.
The thing is, when you have someone running at the speed of sound, and if they run into a person who's not moving at all, like a normal person, what happens to the person that runs at the speed of sound into a static person? They explode into mush. So that's why I say the show is gruesome. It's not for the faint of heart. Sorry, audience. If you've not seen this, just be wary that you will go in there. You will probably see a lot of blood. But if you believe that, if you know that, hey, this is a show, this is not real, then you can kind of get away with it. But there's some scenes that I even went like, okay, this is a bit much, and I kind of like did a little bit of fast forwarding. It's very realistic. It's one of those ones.
Okay, I'm definitely going to check it out. So, what is it? Da Boys, yeah?
Da Boys.
Like with a D.
D-A Boys. Or it might just be Boys. B-O-Y-Z. Da Boys might be the animated.
I've seen that on Prime. Not watched it, but like I've flicked through. I have seen it. B-O-Y-Z.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And
right.
The series story is actually very good. That's why I recommend it, because it's not like, oh, it's just a bunch of people running and killing people and having sex or whatever. It's got some really solid story that makes it captivating to kind of like keep watching it. And there's a bit of fun in there as well. Frenchie, if you ever, you can message me, T, after this when you know Frenchie.
Okay. I'm gonna watch an episode. I will watch the full episode. I'll watch it and see, and I will let you know what I think. I'm always looking for new things to watch, so it means I don't have to repeat watch my series. So yeah.
Sure.
I've watched them so much that I don't even remember. Oh, I did. I just remembered one. There we go. Oh, I said to you I might, didn't I? Okay, there we go. I've just made a note of that for later. Panic over. Okay, so that sounds good. Boys, let's check this out, guys. Let's check this out. So is that your Prime? Is that like your favourite one?
Yeah,
right, is that what you're watching right now?
That's the one I would recommend the most on Prime.
Did you finish watching it, or are you still?
Unfortunately, when I made my move, you guys haven't listened to the previous episode. I was part of T's podcast. Since my move, I have not had the chance to watch the latest season. But I watched.
You moved?
Remember, I moved to the UK from South Africa. Oi, oi, oi,
oh,
oi.
Yeah, that's old news, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And
I thought you meant you moved again.
Yes, and I have not purchase a Prime subscription as of yet. Don't worry, it will be soon.
In the UK.
Yeah. So I kind of like leashed off my family, but until I like say I feel like I have enough money to splurge on another subscription, yeah, Prime would be one of the top ones.
Yeah. Yeah, Prime in the UK is like expensive per year. I think it's like £95 a year. I think in the UK, isn't it? It's like a lot. Yeah, I was on my mum's the other day for like English Prime because I use her Prime in Spain, so I get English stuff. But then I also have Spanish Prime for me to order stuff, like, because I need my next day delivery, you know. But Spanish Prime is like €39 a year, I think. It's like a big difference to the UK. But obviously the stuff on there isn't as good, so I have the VPN so I can get English TV, because I need my Channel 5, you know. I need Channel 5.
No, true, 100%. Okay, so tell me...
Are you in the UK? You're in the UK now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in the UK.
Do you watch Channel 5?
Not often, hey. I generally...
I feel like Channel 5 is life.
Well, that's the thing. I'm starting to slowly but surely get into it, but ads still kick my ass. That's the ultimate turn off for me. So if a show has an ad in between or a very long ad in the beginning...
it is a put off, isn't it? And that's the problem. That's the one thing, like, with streaming... You don't get that.
Exactly.
That's a really good thing about streaming. It is ad-free.
And because I've watched too many streaming shows, I'm too used to the fact. So when I have like a 2-minute ad, in the past, when I was younger, I would say, oh, it's only 2 minutes. But now I have a 2-minute ad. I'm like, I'm in the zone. Don't tell me about these fancy diapers or this amazing jewelry or this perfume from so-and-so about the fragrance of love.
Exactly.
And
but sometimes I feel like they go on so long that I actually forget what I was watching. So I feel like streaming is definitely the way forward,
very
you know?
True, very true.
For sure. So what about Netflix? Do you have Netflix subscription still?
Yes, I have a Netflix subscription that might be cancelling soon, unfortunately, because I got Netflix and because I am a streamer of other things, I said to my family member, my sister, saying that, would you watch it if because she would watch Netflix more than I do. I said, would you watch it when I obviously don't use it as often? And she said yes. And I said, okay, that makes the money all worthwhile because then at least there's a active Netflix user, and me being a kind of intermediate Netflix user, I will watch when there's a good series, and then I'll kind of drift away. Then when, like, say, Stranger Things comes out again, I'll watch that season, I'll love it, and I'll move away again. But since Netflix have decided the new kind of like, if you want to share, you have to pay an extra £6, whatever they're trying.
This is ridiculous. I mean, we're all like on my mum's Netflix in the UK. My mum has an account, her partner has an account, my sister's got one, I've got one, all on one Netflix. We've all got our own profiles. Like, it's just how it works. This is just how we do things.
No,
you know?
It makes perfect sense as well. And that's the thing that they're currently in the trial phase at the time of this recording. I'm not sure when it will be released, but they're currently trialing it out in the US, and the feedback from customers has been very poor because they just say, look, one of the main appeals to Netflix is sharing an account, and because now that sharing feature is going to be going away, it's no longer valid anymore.
Exactly, because not everyone can afford, like, if you live in one household, not everyone could then afford, like, a Netflix account each or whatever it is. Like, it's stupid.
Yeah. But this is a positive episode, so let me tell you a good series, guys, that you can watch as of now. So, in Netflix, if you guys have, there's a series that I would recommend if you have not seen it, because this one's also a bit supernatural, but it's more fantasy supernatural, a little more fun supernatural.
Okay.
And this one's called Dirk Gently, D-I-R-K, Gently, as you spell like gentle, but except there's a Y at the end. So it's called Dirk Gently, and it's very interesting because at the beginning you're going to be completely confused because a lot of stuff is happening, and it doesn't seem like there's any kind of link between the stuff. You'll be watching like two different groups of people's interactions with like things happening around, and you will not see a link between these like different groups. But as you gain further on, because there's a bit of a mystery, there's a bit of like fantasy mystery where there is a higher order of things happening, and as you get further and further coming to the end of like the season, because there's 2 seasons at the moment, things start kind of like fitting together. You kind of understand why you've been watching this group doing this activity at a completely random place, and you watch this group doing a completely different activity at this place. And the show is centered around by this one man, Dirk Gently, who has this unbelievable faith that the universe has a way of doing things. So when random crap happens, which it will, you'll feel like, what just happened? And you realize why it happened as you keep watching the series. So it rewards you for watching.
Oh.
And it's...
I love stuff like that, where suddenly everything just makes sense. And you think, like, I was so confused, and then it just makes sense. I love stuff like that. Okay.
Dirk Gently, I promise you, it's exactly like that. I watched the full...
I've just written it down, because I'm going to check this out.
Yeah, the first season, like, I promise you, keep watching it, because the first 2 to 3 episodes, you're going to feel like, I don't know what's happening in this show. But then, after a while, you start seeing links. You, like, start saying, oh, that's what happened. Oh, and that's... and that's why that in episode 1 it did that. And you're like, oh, this makes so much sense. And you have such a laugh afterwards, because you're kind of like...
I actually love when that happens. You just, like... I feel like my whole life makes sense when stuff like that happens. And like, everything just makes sense.
When you said, like, you sometimes rewatch series... I do the exact same. That's the one series I did it again. Because when you rewatch it, you're now watching it in a different perspective of saying, oh, so that's what happened there. Oh, that's why that happened there.
And then suddenly it's more enjoyable to watch it like the second time.
100%. Recommend.
So that's your Netflix recommendation. Okay. I just like to make a little note of these because I'm going to check these out. Always need something new to watch. I am a couch potato. I haven't actually had time to be a couch potato lately. I've just been non-stop out like every single day, but I plan on doing nothing from now on. So this is great.
Well, there's times to do it. Like, I also get those days where, like, I'm working for the whole week. I don't really get to sit down and watch really. But then every odd occasion, maybe every 2 weeks or so, a good Sunday, a good show to watch, nice little food to eat and snack on. And you just sit there and you watch and you enjoy yourself.
Are you a snacker when you watch?
I genuinely like snacks.
I love snacks. What snacks do you eat though?
I generally lean more into popcorn because popcorn's like a guilty snack, but it's not the worst guilty snack. But sometimes
it's like low fat too, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. But sometimes there's a bit of chocolate in between and a bit of fizzy drinks, and it's snacks that you enjoy yourself with.
Snacks, good snacks.
And then the next week you realize, man, I gained some weight. What happened?
I don't do that anymore. I don't look at scales anymore. Oh no. I mean, I haven't got any weight on me right now. It's going to appear one day,
and awesome.
I'm just waiting for that day when I wake up and suddenly there's all the snacks I've been eating. Here they all are, Just wait for it all to appear. I am a snackster. I love snacks, especially when I'm watching, good TV. The chocolate wrappers that I end up finding underneath me when I get up. And when I finally get up, this is after like a 12-hour marathon of whatever it is I'm watching. So my Netflix favourites, like my all-time favourite has got to be Emily in Paris. I'm a girly girl, and
Emily
I just
in Paris?
love watching that.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, this is not your cup of tea. Well, I mean, it might be, but it's probably not. But I love that because I waited like all year for the new season, and it's just been confirmed they're going to do a season 4, and I can't wait to see what happens with her and Alfie. I just can't wait. I waited all year for season 3, and then I watched all the episodes in like a few hours. And when it finished, I was like, and I went back to season 1 to watch all the way through to season 3 again, just so I had the full story fresh again. So Emily in Paris, if you're like a girly girl, that's a good one. And Manifest, have you watched Manifest?
Manifest. So I have watched one episode of Emily in Paris. My sister.
Oh, you haven't?
My sister loved it.
Yeah.
I watched one episode. It was interesting. I won't lie. Like, it was an interesting show. So there's certain shows that I will watch with my sister. And that's one show that I could sit behind and watch it because it's fun enough to watch, but also I can understand why it appeals to the female side more because it has that kind of like, oh, this is fun and this is love story and then there's drama.
It's the drama. Oh.
The drama. So Manifest, I don't think so. I have not watched it.
Okay, Manifest is I don't normally watch stuff like this, so it was like a weird one for me, but I watched one episode and shit, I was hooked. I watched the whole thing. But like you said earlier, when you stop watching something to take a break from it and then you can sort of get back into it.
Yes.
I got like that, but I was saying I was like 2 episodes from the end, so I did end up watching the last 2 episodes. But basically, they are on a plane, and this is the series that I thought, oh my god, I'm never going to get back on a plane for the rest of my life. But it's not like I'm all right now. But at the time, it was like I can't go on an airplane anymore. So they take off from Jamaica, and they go missing for 5.5 years. The plane goes missing. But then on the plane, like the people that were on this plane don't realise they've been missing. They land as if they took off 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, whatever the flight time was.
Ooh.
And for them, they're like, what is going on? Like, everyone's like, you've been missing for 5.5 years. They haven't aged. They look exactly the same. Like, everything is the same.
Ooh.
Literally as if they took off, like, 2-3 hours ago. And that really did grip me. I got really into that because it was like they started getting these callings and stuff, and they would feel like they had to go and do these things. I'm not going to spoil it too much for anyone that hasn't seen it. But Manifest, it's good, but yeah, it is like airplane mystery related, but very, very, very gripping. Like, my other half, he's not one for TV and series and stuff, but even he sat down and watched this with me, and like, he got so into it. So if he can get into it, I feel like it's a good one,
Okay.
So Manifest on Netflix, yeah, that's a good one. What else? Narcos? Did you ever watch that?
Narcos?
Narcos. Yeah, Narcos.
No, I don't think so.
Pablo Escobar. I don't know if you're into that kind of stuff, but this was the Pablo Escobar one. It was on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on Netflix. It might still be. But I love stuff like that. That was a good one. All the Narco episodes and stuff. Pablo Escobar. Love stuff like that. That was a really good series. Again, that was one that had me gripped, and I probably watched that like a couple of times. So that's like my Netflix one. Oh, okay. And I Am Georgina. Did you watch that?
No, I have
probably
not.
Again, not. I'm not one for reality TV, to be honest. But I watched this just because like it was on there.
Okay. Ronaldo's
girlfriend.
Oh.
But it just sort of followed like their life.
Oh, wow.
So it was a little bit like tedious at the end, but
oh, really?
It was interesting to see like how they live, and what her life is like. And she worked in like, is it Gucci in Madrid, and then met Ronaldo, and it was like she's a normal girl. Anyways, it was just sort of interesting, like to know a little bit more.
Well, I got another one on Netflix called Lincoln Lawyer. I'm not sure if you ever watched that one.
I've not watched it, but I have seen it. Is that good?
It's good. It's good.
It's good.
It's
Lincoln
real good.
Lawyer.
Unfortunately, there's only one season at the moment, but my parents watched it, and I watched like one of the episodes, and I'm like, dang, this is a season, this is a series I can watch. Dang it! Like I watched it, and it's one season, but it's clever. It's very clever. Like it's not like Law and Order, where obviously you see them going through the crime, and then it says on this day this happens. It's quite clever, like how you would effectively see a lawyer tackle a court case properly.
Oh,
and it's fun.
That sounds interesting.
But he puts like a fun twist, like saying at the starting debate, you're trying to sell it to the court, and you're trying to identify which ones you're trying to aim for to make them go on your side. So it's fun. Like, you can say
that does sound
this
good.
could be real.
And if it's only one series, is it like a mini series, or is there loads of episodes?
It is. So it's like most of the series nowadays, where the good series are all around about like 13 episodes, and then the next season may come out a little bit later. But I think it's only been.
Sold. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, 100%. Very good series.
Lincoln Lawyer. Okay, that's a good one. I've seen that on there. Though, sometimes when you see something and you're just like, not sure, and you need someone just to say to you, like, just watch it, like, trust 100%. Me and watch it. Like, that sort of usually, like, pushes me to watch something new. And generally,
so
like, I end up really enjoying it. Yeah, but it is, sometimes you just end up in your comfort zone, don't you, and you just watch, like, the same kinds of things.
Yeah.
And then you end up bored. Like, it's always good to have someone push you to say, like, watch something a little bit different, and then you, like, expand your horizons, don't you,
Yeah, true, 100%.
So, I like that. I've written these down, because I will definitely be checking these out this afternoon. What about movies? Are you more series, or are you more movies?
I watched a few movies. My movies are like they change from what if I like. Like I watch a bit of animation when I see like it's a bit of interesting animation, but I
Okay.
tend to I like the more action focus. So there's a lot of movies. I'm just trying to think of one that I have here. Maybe you should go first while I investigate my history of movie
Well,
watching.
mine are all just like rom-coms, for fuck's sake. I mean, excuse my French. I don't watch good stuff like that, do I? I watch the rubbish stuff. So, but okay, there's 2 movies on Prime that I really like lately, and one is Shotgun Wedding. That's with J-Lo. And that is, I feel it's almost a little bit similar to like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
That kind of vibe, and it's J-Lo. So like, I thought that was good. They end up on this, I don't know where it was. It was like, was it the Philippines? Somewhere like that, on an island anyway, getting married, and they all get like taken hostage and all that. And anyway, it ends up being the ex-boyfriend? Or something like that. I'm going to spoil. There's a spoiler alert. I'm going to have to put a spoiler alert on this, aren't I? Sorry, guys. And then obviously Kristen Bell, People We Hate at the Wedding.
Oh,
That's
okay.
another. I like that because I love Kristen Bell, and it's Alison Janney in it. You know, the mum from Mum. Like, I just find her so funny. So that's like another good one. It's just a weird, like, she goes from America to the UK for her sister's wedding. Like, it's a weird one, but it's like, it's good. They're like my 2 top movies right now, because I won't tell you what movie I watch on repeat every night. I'm gonna out myself here.
I feel like now you have to tell me because now you just laughed at it.
I can't. I can't, not to the public. So I watch the same movie on repeat every night. I don't watch it, like, that is such a lie, I don't watch it. I go to bed, and I have to have the TV on, and I just put the same thing on every night because I don't watch it, I just go to sleep.
Well, that's fine, as long as you enjoy it.
I won't out myself. I don't, but it's just, like, I don't have to make a decision every night then, what to watch, so I just put the same thing on and go to sleep. It's like an easy thing. So yes, moving on from that, out of myself, Shotgun Wedding, J-Lo, it is actiony. There is like blood and cuts and all sorts of stuff like that. You might enjoy it, I don't know.
It sounds interesting, I might watch it. Is this on Netflix as well?
It's on Prime.
On Prime. Still haven't got that yet.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's on Prime.
It'll encourage me to get Prime
Maybe you can log in to someone else's Prime and like watch it. That's what I would do.
This is going out to the public.
I do. Okay, not to the public. Well, check that out anyway. That's a good one.
Okay.
And you said you're into Disney Plus, right?
Yes.
So do tell, because they have, isn't it like Marvel and stuff they have on there now? I have Disney Plus, but I don't use it for Marvel and whatever else.
So I got Disney Plus because as a child, or as a teen, more teen than child, I really enjoyed Star Wars kind of animated series and stuff because they were fun and they were smart. They were like had some depth behind them. But Disney Plus is rather interesting because there's a lot of interesting superhero movies that come out recently, like Mandalorian. I'm not sure if you ever watched The Mandalorian.
I haven't watched it, but I know it's out.
It is brilliant. If you watch, you don't have to watch the Book of Boba Fett, but Mandalorian. My sister, who's not a Star Wars fan, watched it with her boyfriend, and she could not move away because.
Okay.
The meme, I'm not sure if you heard of the meme Baby Yoda.
Yes, I have.
That's where Baby Yoda comes from. And the series of Mandalorian is 3, so book 1, so there's different books. Book 1 is currently the best book. It's 3 seasons. And you see this tough bounty hunter. So there's no Jedi, there's no magic. You see this tough bounty hunter obviously finding this Baby Yoda, and you see this, like, you get to explore the universe of Star Wars, and it's really well directed because directed by, you watched Iron Man correct, right? Sorry, not correctly.
No, I haven't.
You haven't watched Iron Man?
I haven't watched Iron Man,
Oh.
No. Do I need to watch this? Is this like something I need to watch first?
No.
Okay.
So why I mentioned Iron Man, because the director of Iron Man, who is very passionate about making things interesting, making the world pop out, make the world like have a bit of lore and interest. Like it doesn't bore you. Like you don't have to say, "Oh, I don't know this, so I won't enjoy it." He doesn't aim for that. He just aims for, if this was in a real world, how can we make this thing look cool, fun, and really like make the person go wow situation. And that is a movie. If you have not watched Iron Man, the first Iron Man is just beautifully done. Like even today, you can tell the comparison between the budget wise. But going back to Mandalorian, why I'm saying Mandalorian is definitely a worthwhile to watch, is that the story is very encouraging, very interesting to watch. Like, this is a series that I'll warn everyone who have not watched it. When you watch the first episode, you're going to binge. You're definitely going to binge. Because when I watched it with my father, because we're both Star Wars fans, we kind of like said to ourselves, we can only watch two. And then we have to pull each other out of the room because it's too damn good.
Okay.
100%.
So I'm going on the basis that your sister isn't a Star Wars fan, but she enjoyed it. So, okay.
She wasn't a Star Wars fan until she watched that, and she realized that that is the part of Star Wars she's more interested in. Because that's what I'm saying, that Star Wars was very much into kind of like the big picture. But this focuses more on the smaller picture, and it has a bit of the fun aliens that you didn't really get to see in Star Wars movies, and it's more focused like if you were to go out of space, how would you survive situation, rather than I am the man with a magic sword. Yeah, 100%. Very
no,
fun.
I like the sound of that. That's almost like the episode we did about surviving like somewhere else. That piques my interest.
Very good.
Okay, and that's Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. It's
okay.
Definitely worthwhile. And another good Disney Plus show that I can recommend, besides obviously all that Marvel stuff, is a Disney show called Moon Knight. And that one is very well, the actor of it portrayed that role superbly, because he had bipolar disorder in the show, and he consistently had to switch between a British persona and a mercenary American persona, and how he changed between these two personas was so fluent that you would think that this guy really has bipolar disorder, because he doesn't. He's just that good of an actor. And the story is very fun.
Okay.
But it's just that for me and my family, we were just more impressed by his amazing acting skills, because you're just completely split between like a very nervous, very cautious British person with like a proper accent, and then he'll turn into this like really rough, tough mercenary American persona. You're like, holy cow, these people are completely different, but it's the same actor. Wow.
That sounds right, and that's called Moonlight.
Yes, Moon Knight. It's a fun short series. But besides that, yeah, there's a lot of interesting shows on Disney Plus. At the moment, the new shows are not the greatest, I will admit that, but there's a lot of, because they have Marvel, they have Disney, and they have Star Wars, there's a lot of like sci-fi shows and a lot of fun shows, but they also have all the kind of the big top names like from Simpsons and Family Guy, Modern Family, Grey's Anatomy. So yeah. Disney Plus is a worthwhile investment. That's why I chose Disney first before Prime, because I just know that I have a much bigger selection choice, but the problem is that I have too much to choose from.
there is a lot on Disney Plus, in fairness. Like, I've had it for a while now, and I've not even watched like a quarter of what's on there, you know? I don't think I could. Like, there's so much stuff. Family Guy is always good, like South Park and stuff like that. Not something I watch now, but I used to be quite into all of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to love Family Guy and South Park. Stuff like that. I used to love it. Even The Simpsons. I would even watch The Simpsons. Not so much now. I feel like that was more like maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. Like, life changes, right? But
well, they're only on season 36 or something.
No, I mean they're all right. Nothing against them. I used to really enjoy Family Guy and South Park. I could get quite into them when I'd watch them. I would watch them like like back to back, you know?
Yeah,
and,
100%.
I would keep watching.
But
so that's Disney Plus.
The bonus. Sorry, one last thing.
No.
The bonus of Disney owning Family Guy, American Dad, and Simpsons is that it allows those three branches to also now include Marvel and Star Wars 3D now. Like they don't have to dance around those kind of things. They can actively have like Captain America in one of the episodes and not worry about copyright infringement because they're owned by Disney, so it's all under one house. So
really? That's why they're all on there then.
Yes, like there was one American Dad episode where there's a black man who's generally quite chubby, and he dresses up as Falcon from the Marvel universe. So you see, it's pretty interesting. They get to like be a little bit more free with like, hey, now we can mess around with this now, or Lisa becomes Thor for a day, or Spider-Man is now in my episode. So it's a little more free, which is interesting.
Oh, that is interesting. That sounds quite good, actually. I like stuff like that. What was the one? There was like a while ago, it must be like years ago now. They mixed, was it like The Simpsons mixed with something? They mixed something.
Simpsons mixed with Family Guy? I know that one.
Is that what I'm thinking of? That must be it, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it is.
It must be, because it was The Simpsons they mixed with something. And I thought that was quite interesting, and I enjoyed watching that. I remember that.
Oh, that's
awesome. I
awesome.
just don't remember what it was, but that was cool. Yeah, when they mix stuff like that. I suppose that'd be like the ideal, wouldn't it? If we could mix like Family Guy, South Park, and The Simpsons. I would watch that. I would watch that. That would be good. My Disney Plus is obviously extremely different. What do I watch on Disney Plus? Juice Bigelow.
Oh, let me know.
That's what I watched. Juice Bigelow.
Juice Bigelow? What the heck is that?
Juice Bigelow, a gigolo from America. Have you never seen Juice Bigelow?
What?
He's a gigolo from America, and he ends up... Yes, that's a good one. It's really like, it's rude. It's funny though. Like, I remember I first watched that on DVD. I was like 10 years old, and when I used to stay at my dad's every other weekend, we'd always go to Tesco and buy a DVD. And I picked Deuce Bigelow, and instead of him letting me have a meltdown in the middle of the shop, he just caved and let me have it. So I was like 10 years old watching Deuce Bigelow. All in like just to save a temper tantrum in the shop. So yeah, I watched that on Disney Plus. That's like the only place that has that. Deuce Bigelow. He's a gigolo from America. He ends up in Amsterdam. It's actually funny. It's what's his name? Rob Schneider. Is that it? Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
Is that it's him?
Oh, no way! Someone watch this now.
Yeah. It's on Disney Plus. Deuce Bigelow. It's Deuce. And it's like Deuce. And there's like the first one where his wife gets like eaten by a shark and he carries around her fake leg everywhere and he takes his fake leg on the plane and everything. Like, it's really weird, yeah.
Wow, that's
There's
so
like a couple of the movies. So Deuce Bigelow is like, it's just like, watch it on your own because people might just think you're weird otherwise. Just like watch that one alone. It's definitely one of the weirder ones. Yeah, and then what else do I watch on Disney Plus? Big, obviously. I like Big. That's so old now. It must be older than me. It's Tom Hanks. Big.
Okay.
Is that Tom Hanks? Let me check this. I'm sure it's Tom Hanks. This is really old.
But that is one of the cool things about Disney is that they do have a lot of the old shows that you can watch that no longer are. You can not go to like a box office and go rent it for a day, etc., etc.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's Big, 1988, and it's Tom Hanks.
Huh.
And that is a good one. Yeah. Yeah. So I like to watch Big on there. The Hot Chick, obviously. I like the Hot Chick. And I like Rob Schneider, if you didn't realise that. Freaky Friday, The Parent Trap, they're all good ones.
Very good, very good, very good.
What else? 13 Going on 30, and love that. I'm a girly, I did say I'm a girly girl, I like stuff like that. What else is good? Christmas movies.
Always good.
Love Christmas movies. And Meet Dave.
Meet Dave.
Did you watch that? Meet Dave. It's Eddie Murphy. And
yes.
It's kind of old now. He's like a not like a robot, he's like a spaceship.
Yes.
And they all live inside him. I thought that was kind of interesting. That was a bit like sci-fi, like.
Very good.
That was alright. It's old, but anyway, yeah, that's the kind of weird things that I watch.
That inspires me to go watch one of the more recent shows, movies. It's called Free Guy. I'm not sure if you... Free Guy. So it's on Disney. It's on Disney Plus.
Okay.
It's by Ryan Reynolds, and it's incredibly funny and incredibly fun. You can tell this is just Ryan Reynolds. I think he was the director of the movie as well, and you can just tell there's a lot of him. And it was a lot of fun humor. Like, it's a movie that you can watch. Like, if you like Meet Dave, you'll love Free Guy. Like, Free Guy, it's a lot of fun. It's a bit quirky. It's a bit fun. It's a bit geeky. A bit nerdy. But it was really well done. Like, I'm actually tempted to rewatch that on Disney Plus at this stage because it's just so fun.
You have me at Ryan Reynolds.
100%. Any movie with Ryan Reynolds is like, 100%. Sign me up.
I like him. He's nice to look at too. So yeah, okay.
Funny enough, he has another movie on Netflix, not on Disney, called Adam Project. Quite a fun movie as well. But if I had to compare the two, Free Guy would win every single time. But Adam Project on Netflix, very good.
Just writing that down. I feel like I've been in the dark. I've been living in the dark. I've been watching reruns of stuff. There's all this new stuff. Wow, my eyes have been opened. This is like, yeah, I just feel like this is a game changer, learning all this. This is good.
So any shows or movie, before obviously we come to conclusion, any show or movie that you recommend that I stay away from? Things that you say.
I've been trying to think that. I don't know. No, do you know what? Anything that I watch and I get maybe like 10, 15 minutes into, I go, this is bad. I turn it off and then I don't remember. I can't. Have you got any bad ones that you just say, like, nope?
I'm just trying to look up the name for it. It's on Disney Plus. And it is a horror movie. So you need to be wary. Let me just find out where it was. Give me a second, people. Oh, here. It's called American Horror Story. It was...
American Horror Story.
Audience, please do not watch this movie, or sort of movie series. I thought it was going to be a lot more interesting, but it was really odd. And that's the only real kind of comment I could give it, because it was not scary. It was just like so forced. Like, you see this little girl, she finds a skin suit, black skin suit in one of her closets on a house that that her and her family recently moved into, and she felt compelled to put on the skin suit, and then all of a sudden she's now a killer. And I'm thinking, okay, this feels weird, because what's actually happening here? She just felt like she wanted to get kinky with a skin suit, and now she's a killer. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense, or it's very odd, and it's like, do not watch, guys. It's just really, it's not scary, it's not spooky, it's just, it's odd. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm just watching someone's kink.
Do you know what, though? Now you've told me not to watch.
You want to watch it, don't you?
I feel like I have to watch. I'm like, okay, I have to watch this now to see why I shouldn't be watching it. Like, yeah, I've written that down. Okay. So,
I'm sorry.
My feedback on that.
You're gonna message me like now today. She's like gonna say, "It's ruined my brain."
I'm gonna message you about 4:00 in the morning. Like, I'm still watching this. No, I'm. If you tell me not to, I have to.
You have to. Okay, interesting.
I'm very like anti-do as I'm told. If you say don't, it's like if you say like don't touch that cactus, I'm like, why? And then I have to touch it. Like I'm very like, I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. I love to like touch things and do things and like, yeah.
Well, I actually don't think that's a bad trait, because
just inquisitive.
Yeah, the thing
like
is
one of
that
those stray cats or something, you know.
The thing is that, like, I say it's odd, but some people might find it funny, because you've seen this very dumb girl being very sexual and as well as very murderous after putting on a skin suit, and you're like wondering what the heck's happening, and you feel like, okay, I can watch this. Like, I like watching those kind of shows with a friend that I can mock it, and then we both have laughs.
Right.
But by myself, and I'm like busy eating snacks, I'm like, this feels wrong. What am I doing? I could be doing many different things. And when the show makes me think that I could be doing other things, I realized that I should not be watching this.
Okay, you shouldn't be watching it, yeah. If you're just sat there eating snacks like a weirdo alone watching this
While watching
stuff,
the
like,
overly
yeah.
sexual girl, I'm like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah, maybe do something else. Maybe watch something else. Just sat there eating snacks. I have an image of you doing that in my head. It's just
Oh,
really
no, I'll put an image. And another series that I recommend not watching is Obi-Wan Kenobi. And this might be a little bit controversial, that I'm adding some flair to your episodes, T.
Love it, please, yeah.
So, this series was heavily advertised in last year's advertising reel, because it's Obi-Wan's story in between the story where he was hiding from the Empire, as well as waiting to train Luke when he was ready at the right age to train them up to free the universe. So it was in between that kind of thing. So, like a lot of series, they try to fill the gaps between the unknown. And I was one of the people that were very excited for this series, because I was like saying, another cool series focused on Obi-Wan Kenobi, seeing him being still because he's been having many years of training as a Jedi, so he must be quite good at martial arts and fighting. He might not use his lightsaber much, but it'll be very interesting to watch. He's a general, so he's very smart. And the problem about the series was that he was a shell of a man, and in a way it was okay. It was like, fine, sure, he's been hiding for so long, he's lost some of those talents and skills, but he was a proper shell of a man where I couldn't even recognize him. And the story was not really focused on Obi-Wan, funny enough. Like, the show's title is called Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it should have been called something else. And it's one of the series that made me a bit sad, because I like a show where the title meets the expectations. But they basically called it Obi-Wan Kenobi because his name was very popular in the Star Wars universe and the fandom. So they basically encouraged those people to come watch the show because it has the title that they associate and very happy with. But it was a completely different star of the show, being the main protagonist in the show that's meant to be on another protagonist. So, in other words...
so they just used his name basically to get the attention.
Exactly, 100%.
So, yeah.
His name and the mystery of what was he doing during the time between the Empire taking over and waiting for Luke to be at the right age to start training him. And it was like, it had all the premises and the foundation work was already set. It had all the things right. But then they obviously just said that we wanted to promote another character, and it felt like, guys, you cheated me. You cheated the fandom and the people from something that could have been really easily good. Like, we made a lot of money from Disney and whoever. But unfortunately, they had other agendas, and that just made it fall short. Unfortunately.
I can see why that would be a letdown, actually. Yeah, that doesn't sound like something I'd watch, but it seems like it could be definitely a letdown. Like, I hate when things like that. You think something's going to be really good, and then it's just, like, the biggest letdown.
Yeah, and it was slow. It was a bit... it didn't have enough going for it. Like, if it was something different, then, yeah, cool, that would be fun. But, yeah, unfortunately not. But tell me,
okay.
warn me of the bad ones. What other bad ones do you know?
I can't think of any. I literally, if something's that bad, it's, like, deleted from my brain.
Oh, I wish I had that ability.
It's just not even there, because I won't watch the whole thing. I get maybe 10 minutes in, I go, and I just turn to something else. And that's when I usually go back to my, like, repeat series. Or, like, I'll just put on the Santa Claus if I don't know what else to watch. So...
Oh, 100% though.
I do watch Christmas films throughout the year. I do. I will stop now. Like, when we get to March, my Christmas movies are over until like November, December.
Oh.
But generally, yeah, if something's that bad, it just gets, like, wiped from my brain. Like, this didn't happen. I didn't watch this. I don't know what we're talking about. So I can't even give you any bad ones because they're that bad that they get wiped.
Oh, I really wish I had that power, because that would make life so much easier. You're just like...
Look, when we first got on this call, you said to me, what did you have for dinner last night?
Such a bad dinner that I can't remember it. Ugh. I remember all those green broccoli.
No, it was spaghetti, and I got these... I'm not vegan, I eat meat, but I got these vegan meatballs to try.
Okay.
And they were really good.
Oh.
So it was spaghetti and vegan meatballs.
So it's not just the bad things,
I
also the
remember
good
now.
things you erase from your mind, eh?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. So like even dinner, I don't remember. So I can't remember a series
No, but
or a bad
that
show.
is a
I
common
can't even
thing, though.
remember dinner.
That is a common.
Well, that's good to know. It's common.
No, 100%. Like I'll be like thinking, what did I have for dinner last night? I'm like thinking, oh, you put me on the spot. Oh no, I can't quite remember
This is it.
it.
You put me on the spot. Okay, so to quickly conclude, then, go-to series. If you're gonna put something on TV now, what are you gonna watch?
Oh, good one. You go first. While I think.
I was asking you why I think. Okay, after we're done recording, I'm gonna go and watch a movie. I am gonna put People We Hate at the Wedding on, just because I'm gonna have it on in the background whilst I'm editing.
Oh,
That's what I'm
interesting.
gonna put on.
Well, like I don't know. Today I thought I just realized that Free Guy was on Disney Plus, and I really want to rewatch that movie because that movie was such a good movie. So that
I was gonna look at that for tonight. So yeah,
100%.
I think you should watch that.
I've watched it, and the fact that I'm going to rewatch it tells you something because that means that it really must
That
have
it's
something
good.
good going for it. Like Ryan Reynolds in that movie was just so much fun. It's a movie where you
I
can
loved
enjoy
it,
yourself, not think about the world, and then you think,
That's
man,
it. Just like a fun
yeah,
movie.
100%.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch this. I'm gonna watch that like when I'm done editing
Oh,
because
you're gonna
like
enjoy it.
I want to be able to watch it. You know.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
But yeah. No, this has been super fun. Like, thank you so much for coming on, like coming back. I don't know. Like, can I tempt you to like come on more often?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Like, if I edit everything, you know, how can I entice you?
No, look, I'm always interested, and we can always bring Yotzen along the ride as well. I'm sure he would love to riff
I would
for
love
that.
to have you both on. Oh my god, I would love to. I would absolutely love to. Yes.
Okay, then.
That'd be great fun. I would love to have you both on. We should definitely do something like that. That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you so much. And guys, I will love you and leave you there, and I will be back next week with another episode of Take 2. So this is Teawithus, Take 2, episode 1. So it's almost like, think of it as like season 2. I'm calling it Take 2 just to be different. And yeah, we'll be back next week with another super fun episode. Macky, thank you so much. And we will talk soon. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.